When your dog sleeps with you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Yes, it feels comforting, warm, maybe even a little cute. But behind that closeness, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally vulnerable things your dog can do. And if you misunderstand it, which most owners do, you might be missing messages they've been trying to send every single night. Messages about trust, safety, and how they truly see you. Let's start with what sleeping beside you really means. Have you ever wondered why your dog chooses your bed, even when they have their own soft, expensive one nearby? Most people think it's simple. Your dog just wants comfort, warmth, maybe attention. But here's what's actually happening. Your dog is choosing the safest place they know. Dogs don't fall into deep sleep easily. In the wild, sleep is when an animal is most vulnerable. Predators attack at night. Awareness drops. Survival risk increases. So when your dog curls up against you, they're making a decision rooted in instinct, not convenience. They're saying, I can let my guard down here. Think about that for a second. Your presence lowers their need for vigilance. Your breathing, your smell, even your subtle movements signal security. And by the way, if your dog ever presses their back tightly against you while sleeping, don't brush it off. We'll get to what that really means later. And it's something most owners wish they understood sooner. Because this behavior reveals something powerful. Your dog doesn't just live with you. In their mind, you're their safe environment. And that changes how we understand everything that follows. You might assume your dog sleeps beside you because they're attached emotionally in a simple way. But science shows something much deeper. A 2019 study from the University of Helsinki found that dogs synchronize emotionally with their owners' stress levels. When owners are calm, dogs show measurable drops in cortisol, the stress hormone. Here's what that means in real life. Your dog's body chemistry changes when they're near you. Their heart rate slows, muscles relax, breathing becomes deeper. Their nervous system shifts from alert mode into rest mode. Here's what most people don't realize. Sleep requires trust at a biological level. The brain will not allow deep sleep unless it feels protected. So when your dog sleeps beside you, their brain is making a statement. You are my regulator. You help my body feel safe enough to rest. Animal cognition researchers call this co-regulation, when one being helps stabilize another's emotional state. But emotionally, it means something simpler. Your dog doesn't just love being near you. Your presence makes the world feel manageable. And here's where it gets even more powerful. Because this isn't only about emotion. It's also about identity. Have you noticed how your dog circles before lying down or rubs against your legs before settling in? Most owners think it's just habit. Here's what's actually happening. Your dog is mixing scents. Dogs have scent glands in their paws, face, and fur. When they sleep beside you, they exchange smell signals, invisible markers that define social belonging. Studies on domestic dogs reveal that scent sharing strengthens social bonds within groups. Wolves and wild canines sleep close together partly to maintain a unified pack scent. So when your dog sleeps with you, they're not claiming territory. They're claiming family. Your scent becomes part of their identity, and theirs becomes part of yours. Think about that for a second. To your dog, sleeping apart would feel like separation from the pack. Sleeping together says, we belong together. We move through the world as one group. What makes this even more meaningful is that this behavior happens unconsciously. They're not choosing it logically. Instinct is guiding them, and that instinct is ancient. And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more dog lovers who actually want to understand what their dog is really saying. Here's what most people don't realize. Long before dogs slept on beds, their ancestors slept in packs. Wolves survive by proximity. Puppies sleep pressed against adults for warmth, protection, and emotional regulation. Separation at night increases anxiety and vulnerability. Behavioral scientists studying wolf packs observed that sleeping position reflects social bonds. Trusted members sleep closest together. Domestic dogs didn't lose this instinct. They redirected it. You became the pack. Your home became the den. And your bed became the safest sleeping zone available. So when your dog climbs up beside you, They aren't acting spoiled. They are following a survival program thousands of years old. Think about that for a second. An ancient instinct designed for survival now activates because of you. Your dog sees you not as an owner standing above them, but as a core member of their social unit. And this leads to something even more personal, because they don't do this with everyone. Have you noticed your dog doesn't sleep the same way with guests or even other family members? Most people assume dogs are equally affectionate with everyone. But here's what's actually happening. Dogs are selective sleepers. Research on attachment bonds in dogs shows they form primary relationships similar to secure attachment in human children. They choose one or a few individuals as emotional anchors. Sleeping is where that preference becomes visible. They don't enter deep rest beside strangers. They don't expose vulnerability casually. So when your dog chooses your side of the bed, your feet, or presses against your back, they're making a repeated decision. You are their chosen security figure. Think about that for a second. Out of every human they encounter, you are the one their instincts trust during their most defenseless state. And here's where it becomes deeply emotional, because vulnerability is the real message behind all of this. This is what most owners never realize. Sleep is surrender. When your dog sleeps deeply, they lose awareness. Reaction time slows. Escape becomes harder. In nature, this is dangerous. Yet your dog willingly does this beside you. Remember earlier when I mentioned your dog pressing their back against you? This is what I was talking about. That position protects their blind side, the area they cannot see or defend easily. They trust you to guard what they cannot. Here's what's actually happening emotionally. Your dog is sharing responsibility for survival with you. Not because they must, because they believe you will protect them. Animal behavior researchers describe this as social vulnerability, when an animal deliberately lowers defenses around a trusted partner. But emotionally, it means something simple and profound. Your dog believes nothing bad will happen while you're there. Your breathing becomes reassurance. Your presence becomes protection. And that quiet moment at night, when they sigh and fully relax, that's trust made visible. Here's where most owners get it wrong. If a dog that always slept beside you suddenly stops, people assume independence or mood changes. But behavioral scientists have observed that sleep location changes often signal stress, discomfort, or health issues. Pain, anxiety, environmental change, or emotional distance can all alter sleeping behavior. Dogs communicate through patterns, not words. So when the pattern changes, they are saying something. Maybe they feel unwell. Maybe their stress levels have increased. Maybe something in their environment no longer feels safe. The important thing is this. Pay attention without panic. Observe energy levels, appetite, movement, mood, because sleep choices are emotional indicators. And ignoring that signal means missing one of the clearest messages your dog can give. Don't ignore it. So when your dog sleeps with you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? They're not just looking for warmth. Not just comfort, not just habit. They're choosing safety, connection, and vulnerability all at once. That quiet presence beside you is your dog saying, I trust you enough to rest. That's not simple affection. That's devotion built on instinct, biology, and emotional trust. And that small nightly behavior, the soft breathing, the warm weight beside you, the way they settle without worry, it was never small to them. And it shouldn't be small to you either.